Hi everyone, welcome back to Falcon's House. This is the Lost Watch vlog, Season 3, Episodes 10 and 11. Hurley is visiting Libby's grave and tells her about what happened to Jack, Kate, and Sawyer. Charlie shows up and tells Hurley that he thinks Desmond can see the future deaths of Charlie, and Hurley believes him. Vincent then runs up with a human arm in his mouth, and Hurley chases him back to the jungle, where there is a VW bus that is rolled over. Inside is a dead body of a Dharma employee with the name tag Roger. They go back to the beach and ask for help with the van, but only Jin comes with him. I found that the part with Vincent running up with the arm, I found that to be kind of a funny moment, even though it's kind of creepy and gross at the same time. But it definitely added a little bit of comedy to see Vincent, who we haven't seen in a while, run up and do this thing. In the flashback, Hurley is a child and his dad has an old Camaro that won't start, and they are going to try to repair it. His dad tells him good things happen if you believe it will, and that you make it your own. That you make your own luck is what he said. Sorry. He then leaves and abandons Hurley and runs off to Vegas. After winning the lottery, Hurley buys a McCluck's chicken and hires Randy. He used to be Locke's boss. During the grand opening, he is being interviewed by the news, and they go inside to get some footage, and the restaurant is hit by a meteorite. He is even more convinced that the numbers are bad luck, and that he needs to track down the source of the numbers in Australia. He tells his mom that his dad has returned. His mom tells him that his dad has returned, and that she is happy about it. Hurley is not happy since he thinks his dad has just returned for the money. His dad takes him to a tarot card reader who tells him that she can remove the curse. The cards show death. Hurley then pays her to tell him the truth about if his dad paid her, and she says yes. His dad admits that he came back for the money, but will let Hurley go to Australia. Back on the island, Hurley discovers beer in the van right as Sawyer shows up from being captured. Sawyer tells Hurley that him and Kate escaped, but that Jack is still captured. Hurley is able to convince Sawyer to help fix the van by promising him the beer inside. Charlie is trying to get Desmond to tell him when he will die, but Desmond refuses. Kate tells Sayid that she wants to get back and rescue Jack. They are having a hard time getting the van to start, so Hurley wants them to push it down a hill so they can push start it. Charlie gets in the van with Hurley, and as they go down the hill, they are able to get it to start right before they hit a rock. I think in real life you would choose a hill that doesn't have a bunch of rocks at the bottom. It's a good plan to try to push start it. It's an older manual transmission vehicle. But to think that, there's all these rocks and we're not going to be able to steer it at all and all this other stuff, yeah, you probably would not try to kill yourself getting it to work. Also, the battery is dead, so that's why I had to push start it. Kate gets Locke and Sayid to help her find Rousseau because she wants to help rescue Jack. Locke tells them about the compass heading that he found on Mr. Echo's stick. Rousseau reluctantly agrees to help Kate after Kate tells her about Alex and that there's a chance that Alex is Rousseau's daughter. I think it took them a long time to reveal this to Rousseau since they had met Alex previously as well. Sawyer is on the beach and sees Paolo reading a magazine and confronts him about stealing his stash. He told him that there are no more stashes and that everyone shares. Sawyer decides to challenge people to ping pong to reclaim his stash, and if he loses, he has to stop using nicknames for a week. Hurley is chosen to play Sawyer, and it turns out Hurley is good at ping pong and is able to beat Sawyer. He decides to give Sawyer some magazines, but Sawyer still has to stop using nicknames. In the flashback, Saeed is working at a restaurant, and one of the customers offers him a job at a new restaurant. He meets with the man's wife, who recognizes Saeed. Saeed is then knocked unconscious. He wakes up and is tied up. The man says that his wife was tortured by the Republican Guard, and she recognizes him as her torturer. Saeed denies it and gets beaten. The man's wife stops him before he starts using a metal rod. The next day, Saeed is told by the woman a story about how she rescued a cat from Iraq who is tortured, and that sometimes it forgets that it is safe now and attacks her. Saeed admits that he remembers her and that he apologizes. She forgives him and that she will let him go. I mean, I guess this is realistic-ish. Like, I would remember thinking Saeed would have gotten captured in the first place, but since he did, I guess he feels a lot of guilt. Like, that is his character trait that we've seen. Like, he feels guilty about his past, and that's why he's like constantly trying to do the right thing to make up for it. So I could see him apologizing, and I guess she would forgive him for that because she doesn't really want him to die. Like, it's not seeming what she actually wants. Locke, Saeed, Kate, and Hsu find another Dharma station. They find that the man with the eye patch that they saw in the camera. He shoots Saeed in the shoulder, and as he didn't cross the line, and that there was a truce. Saeed tells him about the plane crash. He comes out of the house. He says that he was the last living person from the Dharma Initiative. He helps with Saeed's gunshot wound and tells him the history of Dharma, that he has been here 11 years, that this station is called the Flame, and its job was communication with the rest of the world. He tells them that Dharma attacked the hostiles, but since he didn't participate, they let him live. Locke starts playing a computer chess game that he found. I think Locke should not have started touching stuff. You never know what might happen. Mikhail says that the station guides submarines to the island with an underwater beacon. Saeed starts to think that Mikhail is another and not a Dharma member. He tells him that he killed a hostile and is attacked by Mikhail. They are able to capture him, and they find a hidden door in the floor in the basement. They find that the building is rigged with explosives. Locke continues to play the chess game instead of watching Mikhail. When he beats it, a video of Marvin Candle starts and tells him to enter the communication codes. It asks if the station has been taken by hostiles and to enter 77. Right before Locke does, Mikhail puts a knife at his neck. Kate is then attacked by Miss Clue, who was with Walt previously. Kate recognizes her as another, and that she knows where Jack is. When they go upstairs, Locke is being held by Mikhail. Mikhail then shoots Miss Clue, and they're able to recapture Mikhail. They find a map pointing to the barracks. Locke hits the code and leaves the station, and then it blows up. Locke needs to stop touching stuff. Every single time something bad happens when he interacts with it. This is another time that he has prevented them from communicating with the outside world, or getting help, or being rescued. He obviously wants to stay on the island, but why force everyone else to have to stay? I think that's a big question, is Locke's motivation is starting to he's not just wanting to survive, and he was all in on the island, and then he wasn't all in on the island when he lost faith, and then he's regained his faith in the island, but now he's actively sabotaging everybody else, so I don't think he's necessarily a good guy anymore. He went from just being the weird guy to actively opposing them almost. Well, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and share with other Lost fans.